Hi, welcome to week 4. It is Wednesday, the 26th of November, and this week is the reading/media deprivation week that caught me off guard. So I went into this week not expecting that. I have really sort of gone into this course really blind. I haven't watched anyone else's journey. I've seen people like Dochi, of course, who has documented it. I haven't watched any of her videos about her experience. I haven't read ahead. I've sort of just been doing it as each week comes. And so I think that's why this week was very unexpected. And the timing of it just wasn't great, because I didn't read this chapter until Sunday, which is technically day 1 of week 4. Well, that's how I've planned out my week. And usually I read on the last day of the past week. So I was meant to have read this on Saturday, but there was so much going on that I missed that. And so when I read it, I was like, shoot, I was unprepared for that. I didn't know that was going to happen. And so I was like, okay, I'm just going to have to start Monday. I'm doing Monday to Saturday. Here are the guidelines for my media/reading deprivation week. Number 1, no social media. So no TikTok. I actually noticed that on the first day, it was easy to slip up, and then like it kind of clicked how bad my habits have gotten. Like I literally went to the toilet after when I'd come home, and I immediately went on my phone and went onto TikTok, and I was like, shit, I'm not allowed on here. And so I've permanently like disabled TikTok or timed it out. No. I don't know how to do this. Maybe I'll just take a photo or another video showing that. I've just got it timed out for the whole week, so I can't, if I click on it, it will come up saying you're timed out. If I do accidentally click on it, I'm like reminded of the fact that I can't actually go on there. So yeah, no social media, number 1. Number 2, no movies or TV or YouTube. That's another problem area for me, is I watch a lot of YouTube. That is my go-to media consumption when it comes to watching something. I will watch YouTube. Number 3, no music unless it's instrumental music. And then number 4 is I'm only allowed to read for 1 hour every day. So let's look back at how the week's gone. We are on day 3 of week 4, and I'll say the first 2 days were hard during the night. During the day they were fine because I had work and it was easy to like distract myself and not even think about those things. But then when I got home, like on Monday when I got home, I was like, oh no, actually I had just gotten into the car. I was like, I can't even watch YouTube or do my usual relax after work. It's initially the first thing I thought of, and it was actually really scary looking back at it and how I was reacting, because the night I was trying to distract and entertain myself, and I spent a lot of the time in my head thinking of ways I could be lenient on things or make excuses to get away with it. And that was quite funny. Yeah, funny, but very scary to see how I was reacting. And so what did I do? I did my morning pages after work. Yeah, I think my morning pages took a couple, maybe an hour or so. Played with Tama and Tua, threw the ball with them. Oh yeah, I think I ended up sort of just coming up with ideas for what I could do during the week. And so I wrote a huge list in my morning pages. A whole page of things so I could look back, and if I'm like bored or feeling like I'm losing the will to live, I could go back and see what I could do. Yeah, and then Tuesday I also had work, so that sort of kept me occupied during the day. It's just when it came to night. Oh yeah, after work actually I went to the shops to get some things, because here's the thing, I was really nervous that I was going to give up, and I know I still have a couple of days to go, but I was like, I need to get things. So I ended up getting like a colouring book. I ended up getting like another puzzle book with, you know, those brain activities or word searches and all those kinds of stuff. I wanted to get markers, but they didn't have any. I got groceries after, and that's it. But then I came home, I think, did my morning pages again. I put some Animal Crossing music on. That has been my go-to for the last 24 hours. And I'm already sick of it, so I have to change it up. So I cooked dinner. I did my puzzle. Had a shower. Did the dishes, and then I think I went to bed and read. And I have to say, adding that little clause has actually been really nice, because it gives me something to look forward to. For the actual exercise, you're not actually supposed to read at all. I truly think I would have quit. So I've allowed myself that little leniency, because I just know that I wouldn't have survived. I don't think I've gone a day without reading since 2009. So I did add that little thing in, and that has been nice. It gives me something to look forward to, and it's sort of like a reward of sorts. So it's sort of just nice to end the day off that way and sort of give me motivation to keep going. Yeah. And then today's the first day I'm at home doing this. So I feel like it probably might be a bit more difficult, especially because I sort of have to occupy myself. I have to entertain myself, and that's probably why I got a lot of things to do. And then today I've spent a period of the time cleaning. I cleaned the dog's beds, I've washed my laundry, I've put my laundry away actually too, and vacuumed, and I have to do the dishes because it is 1 o'clock. Oh my gosh, it's 1 o'clock. So it actually has chewed up a bit of time doing that. I think actually doing this challenge, I probably will record a lot more. I thought about recording on the Monday, but I was too distraught, maybe not distraught, but I was too deep in the withdrawal phase where I was like, yeah, I actually wish I did record during that, but it was embarrassing how I was feeling and reacting. Anyway, I think I could probably do daily recordings. They might not be as grand as maybe this one. I look forward to my check-in, that's for sure. But I think maybe in the upcoming days I will sort of tap in and record a little something and how I'm feeling. That might be a good idea. I've looked at the extra tasks and I have an idea of what I'm going to do, and I've already done another extra task. So 2 more. I have been thinking of maybe, because Friday or Saturday, I think those are going to be the days and nights that I'm mostly going to feel like I need to sort of do more, go out and do things, because I feel like the weekend that sort of comes into play. So I might do one of the extra tasks is to do in an extra long out of state where it's sort of like a vacation, or you spend the day out where you don't so much spend an hour or so doing out of states. More elaborate, so I might actually do that. Yeah, I've got a whole list of things. Oh, that's another thing I should say. Maybe I should wait. No, I'm going to say it anyway. That's another thing, is I've noticed I've spent a lot of money this week as a result of feeling like I'm going to get bored or tired or annoyed by this week's challenge that I'm gonna give up. So I've bought a lot of things that I don't need with a lot of money that I shouldn't be spending. I spent way too much money this week. Anyway, I'll probably see you tomorrow with another update. Bye. Hi, today's Thursday. This is a quick little update of how today's gone. I haven't really done much today. I spent a good part of the morning looking for recipe ideas. Did my morning pages. Is that all I've done today? Sorry. I was going to bake, but then I didn't have ingredients. But I don't feel like doing that anymore. So I'm in the theatre because I was going to finish my puzzle. How am I feeling today? To be honest, I actually feel alright. I'm so surprised. I think the first maybe 2 days I was very uncomfortable with it, but I think I've adjusted quite well. I sort of am yearning to read and to watch things, especially because I've been going on YouTube to listen to like instrumental, the 3-hour long videos of instrumental music. When I have gone on there, I've seen like some of my favorite accounts uploading, and I'm like, ugh, want to watch it. But like surprisingly, I'm fine. I mean, honestly, I can't wait. When it comes to Saturday, I don't know how I'm going to act. I'm for sure probably going to stay up till midnight just so I can do the things that I'm not allowed to do right now. But otherwise, I feel like I've settled better today and yesterday especially. I felt like the day went so fast. I feel like there's some points of the day where it drags on a bit more than usual, and then once I get into the swing of things, time just like goes by so quickly. Tomorrow I want to do an artist date. I'm thinking, I know I want to get my car clean, so I'll probably go do that. I will probably take Tama for a walk. I don't want to say it too loud because if he hears, he'll get up. I want to do that as well. Maybe after or before I go and wash my car, I'll go to a cafe, or maybe get something from the cafe and then go to a park. I don't know. I don't really want to spend too much money because I've already spent a lot of money this week on things that I didn't need, but I felt I needed to get just in case I got bored and ended up quitting this week. So I don't really want to spend money. Might see if there's stuff that's on. I don't even want to drive anywhere. I don't know. Maybe I'll go get... Listen to me. I was like, I don't want to spend money. And I was like, maybe I'll go get a manicure and pedicure. Sheesh. Anyway, hopefully tomorrow I will take videos of my day. And it will be more than just me talking to the camera. We'll see. This is a puzzle update. It's just after 8. But I did it. I finished it. Look at it. 1,500 pieces done. I'm so happy. Okay, Friday update. So today I actually ended up going out, even though I didn't want to initially. I couldn't be bothered, but I did. I went out. my boy. So I went out today for my artist date. Didn't want to go out yesterday, as I said. I couldn't be bothered. And then I woke up. I went and took Tama for a walk. And it was actually really nice, really good weather. No one was out, so it was really lovely. And then when we were out, I spent maybe 10 or so minutes just sitting at the park with him. And it was just, a really nice day. And then when we got back, I was going to wash my car, but I decided to go to IKEA. Had some breakfast, a $5 breakfast. I've always wanted to have the breakfast there because I've only ever had like lunch or dinner. So I got to do that. It's not something to like rave about, but it is a $5 breakfast. So went and did that, and I actually did my morning pages while I was there. It was busy, but I'm always capable of like blocking out the noise. So that was nice. Then you have to go through the shop to get out of the exit. So I went through there and almost bought a hippopotamus soft toy that was so cute, and it reminded me of my boy. I was so close to buying it, but I've spent so much money this week that I had to leave, but I felt very maternal towards him. And it was very hard for me to leave without him. So I left, and then I had to get some gingerbread houses for the nieces and my mum. And then I had to go get me some eczema cream from the pharmacy. And then after that, went to Pandora to pick up some charms. Picked up my Office Works order. Went to Woolies to get little bits and pieces, and then came home. I started my gem art bookmarks that I had bought a couple of days ago. It's actually really meticulous and took a long time. Like, it came with 3 different bookmarks, but like it took me longer than I thought. So I'm on to the second one right now. But yeah, how am I feeling today? Again, feeling very comfortable with the situation. Not too fussed. I can't wait till tomorrow. Like, I know because I have stuff going on tomorrow as well. And then probably come home, might do some colouring, and get excited for almost completing the challenge. I feel good. I'll check in with you tomorrow as well, because I have to do my check-in. But yeah, it's actually been really nice. I've enjoyed my day and my artist date. It was really good. So I'm going to keep this week's check-in very brief because I actually have recorded a lot this week and I feel like I've gone over a lot of what I've done. Actually, before I do my check-in, I'll say how I'm feeling today. Today, I feel like really excited. And it was actually funny because I mentioned it in my morning pages how this is going to sound sad. I don't think I've felt this excited about a day or something since the last time I believed that Santa was real. That's how sad it is. But it's the truth. It's the truth. And so I'm feeling really proud. I do have to say though, I feel like the last 24 hours I have probably been not as on top of things when it comes to being strict with the no social media, no reading, blah, blah, blah. Yesterday, I went on Facebook a couple of times. My excuse was because there was a bushfire not too far off from where we live. And so I wanted to sort of see what's happening and how it was going. I didn't need to because, I had the bushfire app and I was home, so it shouldn't have been a huge, huge worry. But I was using that as an excuse, and I checked it a couple times. When I checked on my phone, I think it was 30 minutes that I spent on Facebook yesterday. And it wasn't all in one sitting. I would go check for a couple minutes, then I'd log off. Which, again, it sort of feels like I kind of failed, but I'm sort of not allowing that to make me feel not proud of what I've done. Yeah, I've just gotten a bit more lenient, a bit lazy with that. Otherwise, I've been pretty okay and onto it. Actually today, it's like one of the first days, and I would say even some of last night, where I haven't even been listening to music or instrumental music. I've just sort of been sitting and doing things in silence. So I think that's sort of been a change. Yeah, let's answer the chicken questions. How many days this week did you do morning pages? I've done them every day, 3 pages consistently. I do think this week's run of pages was easier to get through because I actually didn't have a lot to distract me. I had a lot of time in my own head, so it was quite free-flowing writing. So I do think it's probably one of the better weeks of morning pages. And then number 2, did you do your artist date this week? Yes, I did do it. I already sort of went through what I did yesterday, but yeah. 3, did you experience any synchronicity this week? What was it? When it comes to this question, I feel like it's often the same thing. More so, I guess, is my routine. My body clock has sort of shifted to a point where I wake up before my alarm around the same time. I don't know if you could say that's a synchronicity that's occurred. What else? Yeah, routine's still good. Can't really think of anything else. Were there any other issues this week that you consider significant for your recovery, and describe them? Issues? Not really. I actually think I had a lot more wins coming from this week. I've realized that I spend way too much time on my phone, that I can do things without it, that I don't need to have noise going constantly whenever I do the littlest things, you know. So I wouldn't say I've had any issues. It sort of made me realize that I actually could go the day without checking TikTok and all those places consistently throughout the day. I'm actually probably gonna do limits for that, for TikTok especially. Maybe do like an hour a day. I've done almost a week, 6 days. And also I will just mention that I did my hours reading this morning because I read the next chapter for The Artist's Way. I was really proud of my progress this week and how I was able to discipline myself enough to not go on certain or make certain rules and excuses for things, except for yesterday. I feel like because I could taste the finish line, it was more like, I've done majority of the time without it, let's have a taster. And yeah, I guess I could say that was my issue this week, was not being able to finish it off. But I am still happy. I'm happy with this week. I'm glad it's almost over too. And yeah, we'll leave this week to that. Bye.